Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G. So straight to the point, N20, N for Note, S Pen right down the middle, and the first thing you're greeted with is the Note 20 Ultra in Mystic Black. Most reflective phone I've ever seen, hands down. Obviously feels premium, feels sturdy. Look, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed, you know? As to why Samsung would only use a matte finish on their bronze color option and leave everything else as glossy. You know what, no, I take that back, I'm angry. I am. Never for the rest of my life will I understand why they would do such a thing. Anyway, that aside for the minute, here you got the ejection pin tool, you got the information, no one really cares about that, so just throw it on the side. And underneath that you have a 45 watt power adapter, a USB-C power adapter, which is nice. I personally haven't seen that from Samsung before. And then here you've got a USB-C to USB-C cable in black. And here's a true fact, if you buy the white Note 20 Ultra, then you get white accessories, white cable, white adapter, so yeah. And then underneath that you got the AKGs, and yeah, nothing really interesting. Yeah. So putting that aside and looking at the phone. As I say, my opinion is about going with an all glossy black finish. It is going to be a fingerprint magnet. It is going to collect scratches over time. But that's just what it is. It is still a sturdy and good looking phone. Quality is up there. And there's a screen protector, by the way, that some people may decide to take off. But I wouldn't usually recommend it. It is an all glass back, so you're getting the benefits, wireless charging, all of that, and apparently it's one of the strongest yet. I'm saying this based off a drop test that I saw, so it's nice to know. And then of course you got that camera bump, which I think has been over exaggerated when people say it's too big. It is big, but it's nothing crazy. Then at the top you got a microphone, SIM card, and then on the right you got your volume and power / Bixby, and then on the left you've got absolutely nothing there, which I don't think I'm happy about. The bottom you got USB-C, speaker, and of course the S Pen on the left side, looking super nice, I guess. And then you've got the hole punch at the top, which is smaller than last year, and honestly if you're gonna do a hole punch, this is the way to do it. Now let's dive into the setup and a few of the features. So as we wait for the camera to get into focus, we'll wait for that, and then turn the phone around, and then hold the power, wait for the little Samsung logo to come up, and there we go, let's go. So it's gonna ask you for the usual, country, Wi-Fi, data, log into your Google account, log into a Samsung account, and biometrics, so putting your password and then doing a fingerprint as well, which is always nice. And that's it. You click done, you open the phone, and you've got One UI 2.0 just sitting there on your phone, and you might want to get rid of Bixby there on the left, but then you do your own thing after this. But let's dive into some of the features. And first thing we want to talk about is the fact that you have 120 Hz, but there is a twist. You can't use 120 Hz and a Quad HD display, which is the highest resolution, at the same time. So you have to either have it at 1080p and 120 Hz, or 1440p and just 60 Hz. So obviously I'm going to choose having a 1080p. Most people would. The 120 Hz is much better, but this is still disappointing considering this is a ultra phone. And with a display like this, multitasking is always going to be very accessible, and this phone is very capable of it. And this is just an example of it, and there's more to it. You don't only have to do the split screen, though the split screen's cool. You can move the bar around, do whatever, but also you can have things floating around in little windows, and you can have multiple apps open at the same time as if it was some kind of desktop, and then you can close them up because this is all in pop-up view. And you can close them up to be into little icons and move them around, and this customization is so nice. This is one of the reasons I love Android. And so with the fine tip of the S Pen, you're getting a nice amount of control. You're getting a lot of usage and a lot of function out of this display and out of this pen, and you're not really compromising much. So this is very nice. And of course, on top of this, as everybody knows, you got the S Pen controls, which work in the camera app, but also in the YouTube app. So you can change up the volume, you can pause, you can skip, you can go back. It's all yeah, it's fun. It might be nice to kind of like show off to a friend or something, I don't know. And of course, on top of this, you just got normal writing, and as you can see, it looks so smooth, and this is because it's got 9 millisecond latency. On top of the fact that this is a 120 Hz display, the fact that they work together to give you a very flawless experience is amazing. For the sake of comparison, this is at the level of Apple Pencil. So the S Pen has taken a hell of a leap this year. But now let's do a camera test. So we're getting the usual camera improvements. A big one is on the main camera, you got 108 megapixels plus a much shallower depth of field. You're also getting more focal length, so ultra wide, 5 times optical zoom. And if we just have a look at those pictures, you can judge them for yourself. And of course, the main is the camera that usually does the best. I'd say the ultra wide does the worst, but with the 5 times optical, you're getting a 10 times as well. And so because of that 5 times optical, this is super sharp for a 10 times. And then as a result, you also have 50 times, which by the way is very stable, which kudos to Samsung for that. And for 50 times, that is quality. But now if we were to get a subject right in front of the camera to kind of show off more of that depth of field with the main and the ultra wide, then we'll get this super nice Dr. Pepper bottle, best drink ever, and just take a main and an ultra wide. And since I can't really zoom in with the 5 times optical here, since the 5 times optical will change to a digital zoom because the Dr. Pepper is just too close, so I'll just take a picture of the speaker here using 5 times optical zoom. And yeah, let's dive into the pictures. So you're gonna see here the main photo looks like it's actually in portrait mode because of that blurred background, but it's actually a real blurred background because of the depth of field. Ultra wide doesn't really have much of a depth of field, and then as you see, the 5 times optical is doing super well as expected. Now before we end up the video, let me run you through the specs. You've got a beautiful dynamic AMOLED 6.9 inch 1440p display with 120 Hz and curved edges. It's a metal and glass build, and it has a 94% screen to body ratio, which is super high. It's got IP68 water and dust resistance. It's powered by the Snapdragon 865 Plus. It's got expandable storage and or dual SIM. The main camera is 108 megapixels. The 5 times zoom is 12 megapixels and the ultra wide is 12 megapixels, and it's capable of recording up to 8K at 24 frames per second. You have wireless DeX, you got the in-display fingerprint. The battery is 4,500 mAh. It has 5G, and it also has integration with Microsoft's xCloud gaming platform, and you can play Xbox games on this phone. And in the US, it starts at $1,300 for 128 gigabytes, and in the UK, it starts at £1,180 for 256 gigabytes. And unfortunately, if you're not in the US, then it's going to be powered by an Exynos chip rather than a Snapdragon chip, which means slower performance and worse battery life. Not terrible, but worse than what you would be getting with Snapdragon. Anyway, that's that for the video. A review will be coming out soon, so please subscribe for that, because please. And check out my Instagram and Twitter, the El-Naggar, especially my Instagram. A lot of behind the scenes, a lot of tech in your feed, a lot of that, and that is pretty much it. I really do hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope you have a good one. See you guys in the next one. So then.